Hey everyone, this is going to be a quick video on a how did we get here setup I've been working on that I think is pretty optimized now. How did we get here is an achievement where the player needs to have every effect in the game on them at the same time. This build is heavily inspired by Odogster's original setup, and I'm not going to be explaining how the achievement works in this video. I'll link Odogster's original video in the description below if you're curious how it works. This is only a quick build guide. So for the how did we get here achievement, you're going to need all these items, including a water bucket. So the beacon to activate, you need 2.5 stacks of mineral blocks. I have one extra gold block here, so that you can make a golden carrot, and you have gold ingot to power the beacon. You need a conduit and 16 prismarine for that effect. Wither rose for wither. All of these things on the bottom are all the potions and consumable items you need for those effects. A couple spectral arrows. You need a boat for a shulker, a lead for a dolphin, and these are all the requirements, the material requirements that I have for my build. So it's nice to have a stack of any type of block. You do need at least one dirt to plant the wither rose on, and these 5 materials are all that I require for my build. I like to be a minimalist. Less is more, and the less things you have to build, the less you have to mess up. So I only require these 5 materials, and we're going to make these 5 into different craftables, and we can do that right now. So all you're going to need for my setup is walls. You're going to do trapdoors. I like having a lever, and then the complicated one is going to be the dispenser. So the dispenser, I just do this. This is too hard to remember. And then the last thing is just going to be a fence to tether the dolphin to. And those are all my material requirements. We can start taking everything out and start building stuff now. So that's all we need. And the first 3 things we're going to need are dispenser, the lever, and the spectral arrows. And again, I'm a minimalist. I like having the least amount of things possible. So it's the fastest and the easiest to not mess up. So my platform, all you need is a 3x3 on the shore. That's it. And you could do this right now, you could do it later. I just like to put 1 block at the base, wherever you're going to get the dolphin from. So it doesn't matter, but on this side, I put 1 block there. So that's it, that's the platform. On the opposite side from this 1 block, you're going to want to put your dispenser, 1 block above that, the lever on top of that block. So this lever will activate the dispenser, and then you put your 2 spectral arrows in there. You can use 1, but I like 2 in case you mess up. The next 3 things we need are the walls, the trapdoors, and the wither rose. The wither rose is going to go directly in front of the dispenser. The walls are going to surround this so that if you walk in the corner, your hitbox will touch the wither rose. Your hitbox will also interact with the arrows when you trigger this lever. So you'll get hit by the arrows as well when you're standing in between these 2 walls. From there, this wall is going to continue onward, and this is going to be like our shulker holding area. There's going to be 1 block here in between the walls though, and then the next 2 walls are going to be a block above. So the walls are going to continue from here, but they're going to be 1 block away and above. And the same on this side. There's going to be a 1 block gap between these. So we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. And this is going to be where our shulker comes in right here. So from there, if you're familiar with the how do we get here setup, these 2 positions are going to be where we're going to be swimming. The player is. So you're going to want to place water in one of them and the other one. And then we can use the normal trapdoor spots in Odogster's setup. This one is to protect the player from the shulker, and then this one is to be able to help the runner get into a swimming position here. So from this point, once we have the trapdoors, we're just going to seal this off so that we just have this 2 blocks to swim in, and then we're just going to build some more blocks up. So pretty much everywhere you're going to want an additional block on. So here, here on these 2 walls, and right here. And then we're going to want a block above here so that when we're swimming, we don't actually accidentally stand up, and the same over here. We don't want to accidentally stand up over here. And then there's going to be, later on, this will be the shulker kind of holding position. So the shulker is going to need 2 blocks here open to fit in. And then we're just going to block it off from above. So you can put this block here, but later we'll put 2 blocks and 3 blocks here to trap the shulker in. And that's it for the main setup. So at this point, I like to build the beacon and the conduit setup. Again, in our 3x3 platform we initially built, the one block to the side is over here. This is where the Dolphin is going to be. So I like to just build my beacon and conduit on the other side. Fully powered beacon has a range of 50 blocks. The conduit has 32, so they can be literally anywhere. You do not have to build it underwater. In fact, I like just building the first 9x9 layer on the water level, and then from there the 7x7, 5x5, 3x3, and then the beacon up top. So it's a little bit easier to just walk on land and build it that way. So I'll skip this part. All right, so now that we have our 4 layers of mineral block set, we can put the beacon at the very top, and again use a mineral to power it. So we're just going to put 1 mineral in here, click haste, regeneration, done, and we should see those 2 effects pop up in our top right here at some point. Yeah, there's haste and regen. And lastly, we can place the conduit. So again, conduit has a range of 32, so I like to just, you could put it literally anywhere, but I like to build 1 block below the water surface level and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last remaining 3, and then you put the conduit in the middle. As long as the conduit, if it's horizontal, it has a layer of water above and below that are clear and unobstructed, it's good to go. So there you go. And lastly, we can test that everything looks pretty good. If we go into this position, make sure that we have conduit, the 2 beacon effects, and that the wither affects us here, and we're good to go. So now we can finish up the Dolphin and the Shulker Transport. I've seen a lot of different methods for holding a Dolphin close to your swimming position. Dolphin's Grace only has a 9 block range from a Dolphin, and Dolphins are complete idiots and their item pathing really sucks. So I found a method that works pretty reliably. It's a little bit obnoxious, but it's not that bad. So with your initial 3x3 starting platform, again, you have this 1 block off to the side. It should be too tall now. Gonna do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, build 1 out kind of along the beach and put water here, and then another 1, 2, 3 up, and we'll put a fence right above that water. And then you don't necessarily have to break these blocks, but I like to make it so that there's no way the Dolphin is going to interact with any blocks and take any fall damage. So I'll show you once we get a Dolphin how this works. Okay, so swimming back with the Dolphin on a lead, a name tag is optional for this. If you're going to be leaving the setup, you want the name tag so the Dolphin doesn't despawn. If the Dolphin is the last thing you do, you can go without a name tag, but you just bring it up here and you're just going to clip the lead up to all the way up there. It seems a little awkward at first, but after about 30 seconds to a minute, the Dolphin, it's going to kind of like flop around and try to fly away. But after about 30 seconds to a minute, it will actually find an equilibrium position, and it'll be level somewhere around here, and it will actually never move from that position. So it's actually kind of cool. So I'll show you when that happens in a little bit, but we can deal with the Shulker Transport in the meantime. You're going to have a Shulker and a boat, most likely on land. If there's a block underneath the Shulker, and it's in a boat, the bullets will get destroyed when it shoots, so you won't have to really worry about it shooting you. The setup we have right here just has blocks open underneath and walls on either side, so as soon as you get it under here, it will be able to shoot you, so maybe wait until it tries to shoot, and then you can go in here, and you'll need 5 blocks to block it in, and sometimes it shoots anyway, but you have to deal with it. So just 5 blocks to block it in. It'll be completely wedged in on the sides with walls, and on the back and top it'll have blocks in front. And so if we look at it down here, when we're swimming, there's going to be 2 blocks underneath here where the Shulker can kind of see you and shoot you. If you're too close to it, the bullets just go through you. They need like a little bit of a second to actually shoot you. So you kind of want to go up here and then move back, and it'll be able to hit you from this position with the bullets. So that's how that works. And meanwhile, I think our Dolphin has settled in. So basically, Dolphins can't go without air for 4 minutes, and they can't go without water for 2 minutes. So they'll start taking suffocation damage if they haven't been in water or air for long enough. So basically, once the Dolphin reaches equilibrium, its hitbox is in both air and water at the same time, and it'll never move. I've done many tests with this for hours, and the Dolphin never moves its position unless it's disturbed. So it will never suffocate, and it will never move its position once it's settled in. So kind of a nice little trick. All right, so we've got everything set up. Now we just have to do the actual how do we get here achievement. So again, all these materials will either be your consumables and 9 potions that you'll have to brew, but after you're done brewing those, it'll look like these 9 potions and these 3 consumables. So we can put all 9 of these potions in our inventory. The Odogster setup used 2 dispensers, 1 dispenser for all 9 potions and another dispenser for the spectral arrows. My build only uses 1, and I would actually recommend putting the arrows and just the splash potion of invisibility. Whatever's in this dispenser is going to occur at the very end. These dispenser items are dispensed randomly, but the blindness is... the blindness suspicious stew is a pretty short effect. The glowing from spectral arrow is a pretty short effect. Invisibility is a tough one because Dolphin's Grace only has a 9 block range, and if you're actually wearing no armor and hit with an invisibility potion, that range goes to 0 blocks. The Dolphin can't actually give you Dolphin's Grace. So every armor you put on increases the Dolphin's detection range by 17.5%. So if you're invisible with full armor on, it's still a 7 block range that the Dolphin's Grace is going to hit you. But it's best, if you don't know what everyone's armor situation is, if you just put the splash potion of invisibility in at the very last effect. This dispenser is at the very end. So we're only going to have 8 potions to splash on ourselves, and then we're going to have 3 consumable items. So first, let's put on the Bad Omen, Hero of the Village, and Mining Fatigue effects that we would get by the Outpost and the Monument. And then the last thing you need to do before doing this achievement is just getting your hunger down to 3. Once you have 3 missing hunger, you can eat the apple, the pufferfish, and the blindness suspicious stew. And there is an order to things. You have to do things in a specific order or else it's not going to work. So we have 3 consumable items. After we splash the potions, after each item we eat, we're going to have to do an action. So once you eat the golden apple, you're going to get hit by the Shulker. After you eat the pufferfish, you're going to swim to get Dolphin's Grace, and after you eat the suspicious stew and get blindness, you're gonna hold right click on this lever. So that's the order of things. So splash all the potions down: golden apple, Shulker, pufferfish, swim, blindness, lever. So we'll do it right now. You just hold right click as you go through your inventory with these potions. Again, you have a minute 20 after those, so kind of a lot of time. And then we're gonna kind of bait the Shulker attack in here so it can see us and still hit us with the bullet. But again, we have plenty of time for the Shulker to get his act together and hit us. So then pufferfish, and then we swim around to get Dolphin's Grace, suspicious stew, and hold right click on the lever. And there you go. That's how do we get here. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the setup. I'm having fun with doing these fun wacky builds and playing all advancements, and hope you enjoyed.